The common belief is that the stock market crash of 1929 caused the Great Depression, but that's not the whole truth. While the crash certainly triggered a recession, the real catastrophe lay in the banking system. At the time, many small, independent U.S. banks had dangerously extended themselves, giving out too many bad loans and engaging in excessive speculation, often tied to the stock market. When the market crashed, these heavily exposed banks began to fail overnight. Crucially, there was no deposit insurance, meaning that when a local bank closed its doors, people lost all their savings. This spurred mass panic, leading to widespread bank runs, where depositors, fearing losses, pulled their money from even healthy banks. A notable incident involved the Bank of the United States in New York, where a false rumor caused $3 million to be withdrawn in a single day, forcing the bank to close. Its failure alone accounted for a third of the total deposits lost during the early Depression. This fear led to a catastrophic decline in the nation's money supply, which contracted by 31% between 1929 and 1933. This triggered severe deflation, where the value of money increased, discouraging consumer spending and investment, and dramatically raising the burden of debt. All of this crushed wages and income. Through this critical period, the Federal Reserve stood by, making the widely criticized mistake of allowing the banking failures and money supply contraction to happen without any intervention, significantly deepening the crisis. President Herbert Hoover, unsure how to fix the rapidly deteriorating situation, was widely blamed for the Depression's duration. Furthermore, he signed the Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act in 1930, a protectionist measure that raised tariffs on foreign imports by about 20%. This immediately prompted 25 countries to retaliate with their own tariffs on American goods, causing global trade to plummet by 66% worldwide and only making the situation worse. The Great Depression ultimately lasted over a decade. The Dow Jones fell 90% from its 1929 high, and the U.S. unemployment rate peaked at a staggering 24.9%. Over 9,000 U.S. banks failed, wiping out 9 million savings accounts. Compounding the economic disaster was the Dust Bowl, the worst man-made ecological disaster in American history, which crippled farming across the Midwest. Homelessness, breadlines, and shantytowns, nicknamed Hoovervilles, became common sights. In 1932, the U.S. elected President Franklin D. Roosevelt, FDR, who promised dramatic action through his New Deal program. His administration enacted sweeping reforms, creating the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, FDIC, to prevent bank runs, and the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, for greater scrutiny of public companies. For the needy, the New Deal established a minimum wage, unemployment insurance, and the foundational Social Security program. While FDR's programs stabilized the banking system and restored public confidence, the U.S. economy did not fully recover until the massive stimulus provided by the start of World War II in late 1939, when the unemployment rate finally fell below 10%. The lessons learned from the Great Depression remain central to modern economics, underscoring the necessity of a stable amount of inflation, an increased role for government spending, and the need for swift governmental assistance to boost the economy during a recession. In the end, the painful crash was the inevitable result of greed in both the stock market and the lending practices of the banking sector. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our upcoming content. Thank you, and we'll see you in the next video.